Tommy, narrow defeat here this afternoon, but probably a game where we definitely deserved a bit more from that.
Yeah, 100%. I thought we played well. The goals are obviously frustrating, but there's definitely plenty of positives to take. You know, Middlesbrough are high up in the league, and I think we've come here and dominated them, especially in that second half. You know, so there's plenty of positives to take going into the international break, and then, you know, we can have a bit of a rest and be ready to go again after that.
You said they're Middlesbrough, a strong side. They're unbeaten at home in the league, I think, so far this season. Yeah. And when you compare today's performance to the last away game at Bristol City, it's kind of chalk and cheese, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, they've got some good players, you know, but so do we. And I think, especially in that second half, you know, the first half was a little bit cagey, but second half I think we dominated the game, and yeah, that's just a frustration that we couldn't really take the chances that we created. And yeah, you know, I think there's definitely plenty of positives to take, and yeah, we're gonna face some good sides. We're gonna face some sides that we fancy ourselves, and some games are going to be a battle. And I think tonight it was a battle, and we came out on top. Apart from the result, that's the really frustrating thing.
Another frustrating aspect, probably the 2 goals we maybe could have done a little bit better, managed the game towards the end of that first half, and probably the frustrating aspect is that they haven't had to do too much to score 2 goals today. Yeah,
100%, especially the one before half time. It's so frustrating, you know, the timing of it and whatnot, and it's obviously a fortunate goal, and you know, sometimes they happen in football, but again, the reaction from the boys was brilliant. Of course, I think if we go in at half time 1-1, especially how we played in the second half, you're probably looking at a different result, but you know, it's easy to say that now, but yeah, plenty of positives.
Created enough chances again today, Tommy. It's just on another day one of those goes in, just that final pass, that final cross, in and around that final third, could have been a different outcome.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the last 2 games, you know, they were going in, and sometimes it doesn't, and you've just got to keep plugging away. And yeah, I think we've got to find a way when we're dominating teams that much to try and unlock the door. You know, maybe better crosses, better delivery, or when we get a chance, actually, you know, putting it away. But sometimes that happens. You know, we're never a team that lacks the effort and the trying. We'll always create. You know, sometimes it comes off and sometimes it doesn't.
You know better than anyone, these 3 game weeks in the Championship are hard going. They're gruelling at times, but 6 points from 9 this week. There's been a lot to be positive about. Yeah,
100%. I think it shows that we're on an upward direction. I think obviously in all 3 games we've been the better team. But yeah, obviously the frustration is tonight that we can come away with 3 points. But we keep going, we keep working, we keep pushing on, and yeah, hopefully we can bring more good results.
We're 15 games in now, it's about a third of the season. The gaffer said earlier, we've dealt with a lot in these 15 games. We've had injuries, send-ins off, scored late goals, had some good wins, some narrow defeats. How would you assess this first third of the season?
Yeah, I think pretty similar. We've had some ups and some downs. But yeah, I think even the mood in the camp now, it feels a lot better. You know, we've seen what we're going to be up against. We've seen some of the top teams, and we've seen some of the teams that are near the bottom, and you know, we fancy ourselves against anybody, and that's no different. Even after a narrow defeat tonight, you know, we fancy ourselves against the teams that are up there. So yeah, I think after this international break now, we've got a big push until March and get some good results, and yeah, give the fans something to cheer about.
For you personally, Tommy, you must be pleased with your own personal form. That's 5 starts in a row now. You've had to be patient at the start of the season, but you must be really enjoying your football at the moment. Yeah,
I am. Yeah, I feel good. You know, I want to help the team as much as possible, and just be a part of it really, and yeah, help as much as I can. And yeah, we've obviously had some good results in that. We've had some stuff that we can learn from, but yeah, personally for myself, I feel good.
International break now. Be a few days off, I'm sure, and then back at it, home to Norwich in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, I think, you know, we have to rest now. We have to enjoy time with our families and recover. But yeah, we'll get to a point in the next week where we, you know, switch on again and get ready to go, and yeah, be ready for Norwich.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you.